Hello again, everyone. Terry Earthwind over at Consortium, and I have Steve Rush, the leadership hacker and a transformation specialist that I'm enjoying being around. So welcome, Steve. Thanks for coming by.
Terry, thanks for having me on. Looking forward to talking with you today.
Yeah, well, here's the question. Steve Rush, so what are you doing?
So it's a really provocative question. So I'm doing lots of different things, Terry. There are three things I'm currently working on. The Leadership Hacker podcast is having a fantastic followership. We're getting some great guests on, lots of different conversations about leadership, culture, the way people work and think. And that's really, really fun, really fun. Also working on the research for my new book. So I'm researching the philosophy of selling and sales as a concept and how that might not be appropriate for the future. And finally, we just designed some new learning content for our clients who are struggling with the concept of getting back to work, having to deal with the challenges that come with post-COVID-19, whether that from transforming a business, whether it's transforming people's thinking or emotion even, or whether it's just kind of dealing with the simple anxieties of day-to-day life. So we've got that online learning that we've just built, and we're really excited about getting that out to our clients to test and learn and adapt that as we go. So they're the kind of three things, Terry, that we're working on at the moment.
I love it. I love it. Tell me more. You're researching a new book. Hey, this guy's got Leadership Cake. Write that down. Yes. Leadership Cake is a good book. Okay. It's on I've ordered it. And I've heard from a couple of my friends that it's good read. So I'll let you know.
Yeah. So Leadership Cake is my first book.
Tell me about your new book.
Into the head of people and getting those stuffy leaders into a nice bit of a metaphorical space. So that was Leadership Cake.
Great. And the new book's about?
The new book is going to be about the whole principle that if you really want to be a world-class salesperson, to stop selling. And the concept of how people interact differently than they did, when sales was pretty much first conceived in the early 20th century in the way that we do things. And the whole way we react as consumers has changed so much now that, the typical cold caller that picks up the phone has, virtually no chance of getting anywhere these days. And therefore we need to kind of think about our behaviors and the way that we do things so that when we're having conversations with our clients and we're having conversations with our future people that are going to buy from us, that we're doing so with a different set of communication skills.
Absolutely. Absolutely. People don't, they're just the roto-ruler. If I have screen on my cell phone, right? And if it's an auto dialer, click.
Exactly.
They don't get me. Yeah. And people who do get through to me, they start out with a sales pitch. I say, excuse me, have a good day.
And none of us like that.
It's about relationship marketing. This is about creating a person-to-person connection.
Absolutely. And it's more about helping facilitate the buying process than it is creating a sale. And, it's that kind of, there's so much research out there. I want to kind of distill it into a guide and into something that's a really usable set of tools that for people that are in that consumer B2B, B2C space where we have a product and we want to sell some of that product, and selling is still okay, but just thinking about the concept of what sales and salespeople are like versus what they do in the future is going to change, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of my best clients and customers have come from conversations, not hey, buddy, come here. I want to show you something.
Exactly.
It hasn't come from that, and they send me a ton of other people. Why? Because they know, like, and trust me, trust being huge.
It's probably the number one thing in the buying process or the sales process is if you fundamentally trust what people are telling you, then you're more likely to be open in your communication. You're more likely to share more of the things that are going on in your world. And then you're able to also facilitate the conversation better because you've got more data. So trust is absolutely intrinsically linked, in my experience, to buying or selling, whichever way you want to look at it.
Mm-hmm. And we're not locked into regions anymore. We're right here, Here you are in the greater London area and I'm on the East Coast of the US and we're talking and doing business here, Exactly. And later today I'll be talking to Indonesia. And it'll be an interpersonal conversation like we're doing right now. That's sure. Powerful.
It is hugely powerful, isn't it? And the whole concept that being able to communicate from one end of the world to the other is just remarkable. So right from the beginning of, waking up at the, east or the Pacific coast of the States versus Southeast Asia, and that kind of whole 18-hour window you've got to do business in these days, right?
Absolutely. Great to have you on, Steve. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you, as they say here in the mountains of the Appalachians. Have a great day, and thank you. And thank you, folks, for listening in.
Thanks, Terry.
Evolutionary, eve of illumination, healer, to end suffering, to start anew. Evolutionary Healer, LLC.